I need to talk to you about this Trump inaugural committee. It's been subpoenaed for documents. A committee spokesperson has confirmed to NBC News it's part of an investigation by federal prosecutors here in New York, underway for weeks now. I want to look at the inaugural committees and how President Trump's was so different. But first, I want to give you some basics. Inaugural committees are set up, they're groups. They're set up by a president-elect as a way to help pay for everything that goes into Inauguration Day so taxpayers don't have to. Now, there are some rules about who and what are not allowed to contribute to these things. Labor organizations, federal contractors, foreign nationals, this is important, are all prohibited. You're also not allowed to donate through another person. You'll hear that referred to as a straw man donation. You've got to donate in your own name. The Trump Inaugural Committee raised a record $107 million. I'm going to give you some context into this, but you have to understand this is mad dough. $107 million. It's a nonprofit, and it only has to disclose the top 5 contributors. Let me put this into perspective for you. See this $107 million? The 2017 committee raised nearly twice the amount of money that President Obama raised in 2009, which, by the way, broke records at the time, but was still sort of in line with what other presidents had spent in recent years. There's a reason the Trump inauguration raised so much money, because while there are no legal limits on contributions to inaugural committees, candidates have traditionally imposed their own. President Bush capped off at $100,000 for his first inaugural committee. President Obama outright banned corporate contributions and limited individuals to $50,000 for each for his first inaugural committee. Trump had no limits on anything. Here's the thing, though. He got way less bang for his buck compared to his predecessors. President Bush held 8 balls in 2001. President Obama's committee laid out money for 10 of the extravagant events. But even with his massive spending, President Trump held just 3 the night of his inauguration and paid less talent to perform, since many singers and celebrities declined requests to appear. That's what makes this all so interesting and juicy. President Trump spent twice as much, and many say got less than half as much in return, and that has raised some flags for some people. Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.